gonna do what they say can't be done. We've got a long way to go, and there's short time to get there. I'm eastbound, just watch old Bandy.
Take.
All right, here we are in Parry Sound on our town hall tour. We've traveled across this country, 23 cities. We're on our last stop before we hit Niagara. And one of the questions that has been on our social media that we thought, since the three of us are together, we should have a little chat about, is about amalgamation. One of the topics we get talked about frequently in the Tri-Cities and actually around Metro Vancouver. So let's have a chat about it, fellas.
It's a good idea.
It's a good idea.
Amalgamation is a good idea.
Richard thinks amalgamation is a good idea.
I do.
I'm not a big fan. I have to tell you. I think that I think the conversation about it is something that we need to have, because I think there's plenty of services we can amalgamate. But the one thing that I get, and I get it. Sorry, Richard. I get it a lot in Poco and Port Moody. The attachment that people have to their community. They don't want to be from Coquitlam or Port Coquitlam. They want to be from Port Moody. Port Coquitlam has this amazing sense of community where if you ever say to somebody, "Oh, you're from Coquitlam," we know what Mike Forrest says. "I'm from Port Coquitlam." And they identify with their city. And the bigger the unit gets, I think the less identity they have. And we've been in small town Ontario where you can feel, the attachment people have to their city. And I don't think Parry Sound would want to say, well, we're going to make you a part of the greater Sudbury region or something.
No, and I recognize that. I understand that completely, because we've toured so many small towns across Canada that have an enormous passion for their community.
And I agree with Mike. I'm not a big fan of amalgamation. I've studied amalgamation to try to understand the cost benefit of it, and I just don't see it. Now, maybe there would be something different in the Tri-City, so sure, let's have a conversation. Let someone study it from an independent process, not just to look at finance, but the social impacts, the regional services that we could gain. But I'm not a big fan of it for the same reason that Mike talked about. I think people like being from Port Coquitlam. They like that. I think the other thing that I've seen on this trip is the three of us get along really well, as we've seen from some of our videos. But we also have a very friendly competition. I want Port Coquitlam to be a little bit better than you guys, and you want to be a little bit better than Port Coquitlam.
And you don't realize how hopeless your cause is. But yes.
We'll see about that. I'll let my statistics and my residents speak for themselves. But there is that. And as we know in entrepreneurial life, in business world, you're always trying to be a little bit better than your competition. And that can drive efficiencies, and that can drive pride in what you do.
Okay.
But I think there maybe is only one way to settle this.
Well, what do you suggest?
What do you got there?
Rock, paper, scissors. What do we?
I got a deck of cards here.
Deck of cards?
Let's do
All
it.
right.
Let's do it by cards. Let's get rid of the junky ones. There we go.
What are we playing?
I don't know. What do you want to play?
Go fish.
Go fish.
We have this beautiful harbor in Parry Sound outside the window. We could go fish and see who gets the bigger fish.
Speaking on behalf of small communities, you're going to suggest go fish.
I think we should try something else.
Sure. What? So what?
I think we should play something else, something a little bit more traditional. So, I told you, there's only one way to settle amalgamation, through a good game of table hockey.
Hey, I'm in.
Oh! Okay.
Oh, wait a minute. What would we name the city if we amalgamated? What would we call it?
I don't know.
Yeah.